Welcome to SAT Math Practice, one page at a time with hints and tricks. This is practice test number 7, section 4, that you are allowed to use a calculator for. Questions 8 through 11. I will note though that problem 8 on this page requires the graph from the previous page for number 7. So the graph provided here is for 7 and 8. So I will be switching back to that. But for number 8, they are asking you, well, first of all, I will have you pause if you would like to try these without hints. I'm going to go ahead and give a brief hint for each one and then go through them in more detail. So for number 8, you're going to see the graph again when I go back to it. And this is really just identifying a point on the line, paying attention to the X and Y axis. For number 9, the hint is to simplify. Like so many of these, simplify if you can. You will not be able to solve this because you have 3 variables, but you will be able to simplify. For number 10, a couple different ways you could go about this, but if you convert hours to minutes, that is one approach that would be helpful. And last one for number 11 is to identify keywords and key information. If you read this carefully, and just underline the essential information, especially the variables that are provided at the end. So go ahead and pause and give these a try if you haven't already done so, and then we will go through them. So for number 8, again, I will go back to that graph. So we have a new planetoid that is 1.2 AU from the sun, and we are asked the best approximate of the density in or per cubic centimeter. So if I go back and I'm looking for 1.2 AU from the sun, 1.2 AU from the sun. So that is the x-axis. If I go to 1.2, we can see it lines up here. So the density in cubic centimeters, gram per cubic centimeter, looks to be between 4.5 and 4.75. So if I go back to the answer choices, between 4.5 and 4.75 would be answer choice C. For number 9, if we simplify this, we can get all the constants on the right side. So if I add 6 to both sides, that would give me 9ax plus 9b equals 27. And I'm trying to figure out the value of ax plus b. So if I want to try to get rid of those 9s, I can divide everything in this equation by 9, since everything is divisible by 9, and that will take me to ax plus b equals 3, and that solves it for us. What is the value of ax plus b? It is equal to 3. For number 10, if we figure out how many minutes are in 8 hours, and they actually underline that for us, that they're asking for how many minutes. So 60 minutes per hour, 60 times 8 would be 480 minutes. And she spent 15% of that at meetings. So how many minutes would that be if we take 15%? We're going to take 0.15 times 480, and that will get us 72 minutes. And last one, we're asked to represent the situation with a system of equations. So in reading this, if you take the variables that they provide, S for the standard addition and C for the collector's addition, the other key information, we have standard collection has a volume of 20 cubic inches. whereas the collector's edition is 30 cubic inches. And the total order is for 75 copies of games. So assuming we're combining the total number to get 75, and the total volume is this 1,870. So if I take those two totals, the two totals being the 75 copies and the 1,870 cubic inches, total copies would be the standard edition plus the collector's total of 75 copies, right? I'm not talking about volume there. I'm just talking about how many of the games. But for the volume total, I will need to account for 20 cubic inches for the standard edition plus 30 cubic inches for each collector's edition, gives us a total of 1,870 cubic inches. Now, if I look at the system that I've written, my equations do not match any of the answers provided. However, if I rearrange my first equation and solve for C, because choices A and B are solved for C, it would be C equals 75 minus S, which now matches A and B. But if I carefully look at my second equation, it's going to match choice A with the 20 cubic inches for the standard addition. So being careful to sort out your variables there. Okay, so hopefully you are finding this helpful. Please look for the link for the next page, which will be problems numbers 12 through 15.